have been crazy, but that's just alright. Alright, I have been lonely.
Hi everybody and welcome to the First Call Plus, where we're previewing some of the undercard from our two meetings from Hastings and Riccarton Park. Jason Tarn and Aidan Rodley are with me to talk you through these races, and we're going to kick off with race 8 at Hastings, the AON 2000. A few of these in single figures, Jason.
And I think some runners add value as a result. Wait a Sec is the $4.20 favourite. Very short. Can't knock the fact that he's won 4 in a row. But that is very short because there are a number of horses that have run pretty similarly to him that get weight swings in their favour. And they all step up to 2,000 metres, which should suit more than just him as well.
A lot of those horses are coming out of that same race, aren't they? So we are getting a decent yardstick, and as Jason said, your Wait a Sec does go up a little bit in weight, 3.5 kilograms on that last run. Let's have a look at the speed map here. We've got Authentic Paddy going forward along with Saint Emilion, and Woodsman possibly the leader in the race. So there's a decent enough early speed, and behind them Nymph Monte you'd think would take a spot. You've got Wait a Sec there, 3 back the fence, Rock On getting back. There's a few horses who don't have a lot of speed, and some who are drawn wide, such as Pentathlon and King Cravat.
Should be a genuine tempo.
Yeah, Wait a Sec was no chance last time until about the 200 metres. I remember watching it in double time on My Sky, and you just think, where did that horse come from? Let's go back and have a look at it. He was stuck back at the 400 metres. If you were on Wait a Sec, you're thinking, oh no. And then you get to about here, and you see him start to wind up. Nervous times for those that were on, Jason.
Yeah, 100%. The one horse as well on the inside that you see in the white sleeves purple is Nymph Monte, that comes with Wait a Sec, but isn't as prominent because it's sort of weaving in side runners. But there, Wait a Sec gets up and probably sprints just a fraction faster in the straight than Nymph Monte, but both very good runs.
Yeah, exactly. And like you say, there are a couple of weight swings, 2.5 kilograms towards Nymph Monte. Does that sway you his way?
Yes, it does. Also, the increase in distance and the fact that I get the feeling that they might be able to position a pair or two in front of Wait a Sec, which wasn't the case over the 1,600 metres, how things panned out. Look, he did start from the inside draw, Nymph Monte, and just sort of got shuffled back. But, yeah, I like him second up.
2,000 metres, Nymph Monte, of course. What did he start? Did he start favourite in the New Zealand Cup?
Well, he's certainly favourite in the Metropolitan anyhow. Yeah. He was very good in that. And, he's a horse who's probably looking for more grounded. I think he's a little bit more growing up now too.
Okay, that could be ideal for him because he was only a light-framed horse this time last year. Race number 4 at Hastings. We're going to take a look at this one now and get the selections from the lads. This is the Ally Redshaw Memorial Open Handicap. $3.20 for Ferrando, who's been going great guns. Watch the space, 4.20. A little bit of a swing in the weights here, though, for Ferrando, who's only going to have to carry the 52, Jason.
He's probably going to be the leader in the race. Would you have him? You mapped him as the leader?
Yeah, I have,
pretty clearly.
Mapped him as the leader in a race that doesn't have a lot of speed. He's only a 79 rated horse, though, in a race that does have a 100 rater at the top. So he's the victim of a compressed handicap to a degree. But on the same token, has run for third and behind Francoletta, beat home Morse Code, who's we haven't mapped in this race because we're more likely to see Morse Code go around race in the 10. Rating 85 later on, exactly. So Ferrando to lead, Amarula, who went round in the 1,600 metre race and behind Wait a Sec last time out, drops back to the 12. He's a Hawke's Bay Guineas winner on the track, and he gets a lovely sit on the outside. Watch the space. I know you were keen on him last time, Jason. Gets to 1-1. To me, he maps perfectly in the race, although it'd be interesting to see how slow they do go with Amarula just sitting on the outside of what does seem to be the speed in Ferrando.
Yeah, Ferrando slackened the speed last time against those two good mares, Francoletta and Miss Wilson, and I think that probably worked against him as a winning chance because it allowed two good horses to breast up alongside, and he wasn't able to go with them. I think you'd want to gallop the horse at least a genuine pace. I don't know. I think maybe he'll hold Ferrando back to them. One thing he does have, he's one of the fastest barrier horses that I've seen go around in the last couple of years. He's generally very quick out. So no arguments that he should be leading. It's just how fast Elliott wants to go.
Yeah, and on what we saw him do in sort of some of those races last preparation, he did them in good times, and from the front he's able to kick. He's up against a field though of proven open handicappers in this race, so it won't be easy for him.
Watch the space was very good first up at Ruakaka, Jason Tarn. I'll get you to talk us through this.
Yeah, Sam Weatherly in the green cap and highlighted there as wanting to come in go in between Made of Steel and also the tiring Southern Icon. thought he gave the race away to Selfie, but look at the pickup that he shows here. Shows a very good turn of foot. I think what he's done in previous races says that he's well placed in this. I reckon he can make it 2 on the bounce.
Yeah, he was really good going through. He just barged through a tie cap in the end, didn't he? I don't think he's set too ambitious a task this time round, and that makes him really competitive in a race like this. Last preparation, he was sort of thrust into Group 1 company, and he's just not quite. I don't think he's a Group 1 horse just yet. He might be in time. He was a Group 3 winner or Group 2 winner at Tauranga, but I think this is seems to be a realistic goal set from this preparation. He'll be a competitive horse in this race.
You've got some genuine campaigners like Irish Moon, Amarula, Mighty Solomon, who generally races in Group 1 weight for age company. I wouldn't be surprised off 56.5 kilo that Mighty Solomon could finish in the first 2 or 3. He's not a horse that generally, we've talked about it a lot on the show in the past few weeks, horses that are overly genuine or really want to attack and savage the line. He's not one of those, but he's good enough to be right in the finish on his best form. And look, second up, he might not be too far away from it on a good track.
One thing I think we learnt from Ronke last week was a horse who didn't probably perform up to expectations but had trialled really well prior, you can't discount, and I'm putting Amarula into that category. His trial at Taupo was just superb. Probably a little bit below his best over 1600 metres last time. I expect him to bounce back a little bit in this race as well.
Race number 10 at Hastings. Let's look at this one as we build our way through the program there at the Hawke's Bay. We've got a couple of $7 shots here in Capella and Romantic Maid. $3 deals and heels. We've of course had the extended price on that one for the first call special, courtesy of Stephen Hunt Beefeater at $6.50. Good Sav, $14. Gee, you just keep rolling through these. What a quality field. And you've got a horse like Profile at $12. This is going to be well worth the wait.
Speaking of her name, Matthew, as well, How She Races says that second up is how she's often trained to deliver her best performances, and that's what presents for her number 13 Profile on Saturday. How did you map it all?
I've got her going back. She got a long way back last time out as well. It's an interesting speed in this as well, because we've got All in Vogue going full with Morse Code, another one who'll sit outside. Lucy and Rio's the horse who does like to get on speed, and Heavens keep getting up there as well. Promise to Rain draws beautifully, and I know sometimes they've sort of tended to go back, but there's a really good chance for them to take advantage of the draw. Obviously, I've mapped a few horses back in this race, mainly just in reaction to draws, such as Deals and Heels, Good Sav going back, Profile among those going back, and maybe a horse like Sergeant Blast. He's a horse who could probably take up a handier position.
While we talk about this race, let's have a look at Deals and Heels when winning. Jason, I'll get you to talk us over this.
You can see Matthew Cameron in the first instance trying to settle her midfield, and you can see how far back Profile gets. I don't know that she will lose touch with the field as she did at this point of the race 3 weeks ago. She got a check, there was a significant check that meant that she lost ground. She finishes off very well, but sectionally, Deals and Heels is outstanding, and she's come on the part of the track that was very difficult to make significant ground on the day. Her and Ginger Nuts did, Under the Moonlight did. And those two horses we mentioned will be right in contention for
and
the group.
Profile on that exact same strip as well.
Profile, good record on the track as well. Horses for courses. You suppose you could look at it like that too?
Yeah, really good place chance, Profile, and maybe an upset chance if Deals and Heels doesn't bring that form. I think if she brings that form, she wins the race. Capella is a horse that is still living off her 3-year-old form, and you'd forgive her a flat 4-year-old.
Are we living off it too?
Well, I don't know. You tell me,
She's
but I am.
very good. She's
I know
very
she's good. She's
I'm
outstanding.
I'm a huge Capella fan, and she can well bounce back.
Did you see enough in her trials to say that
Probably
she could
not
be a force?
fresh up. Not fresh up. I think she's going to need 1400 metres. I think she's going to be better when we're going to see her over middle distances this preparation. So I'm obviously a little bit worried about her first up, as you sound like you are, Matt. But don't worry, she's got the class, and she'll be bouncing back to a good race this
I think you're putting words in my mouth, Aidan Rodley. Let's turn the page to Riccarton Park. Christchurch Casino New Zealand Cup trial, of course, will be run over 3,200 metres, the big one on the end of Cup week on the Saturday. We've got $4 here for Night Nurse, unlikely to start. That is a key to this race. Bloodstream 550 should be improved off his first up effort. Princess Brooke gets back on a heavy track. Lara Fair's going well. Platinum Command at $8.50, and then we're down to Wise Move, who will appreciate the conditions in 1800 at $8. Speed map here, Aidan Rodley, talk to me.
Well, first of all, Matt, I didn't mean to put words into your mouth. I had Matt Night Nurse into the trail here, so this could well be a chance that Clara Jane does happen to get in. It will certainly make things a little bit easier. Zartan's the go-forward horse, along with a pretty good excuse. You've got Platinum Command going back. Bloodstream just maps to get a nice little spot 3 back the fence.
What about track conditions for Bloodstream, Jason? Do you have any concerns around race number 10 tomorrow?
I suppose it's combining that with where he is fitness-wise. And he showed a couple of weeks ago when he was fresh that there's still plenty to come for him. His target obviously isn't on Saturday, so he's not going to be wound up. So that just lack of fitness on what will be a heavy 10, heavy 11 track, as we predict, I think it's going to be tough for him with that weight. So
He's got a really good record second up.
he does have a good second up record. Like, he's drawn well. If the track plays evenly, well, then he'll get a nice run. But look, I'd be a little bit wary. I really liked Platinum Command as a chance in the race. She's been north, south, central district. She's been all over the place. She finds herself back in Christchurch, having been there a month ago. Or
For a fourth in a Winter Cup.
yeah, for a fourth in a Winter
And that
Cup.
stacks up pretty well in the context of this race.
All right, let's take a look at Night Nurse when winning. This was a very good ride from Krish Gundari, taking the ball by the horns, getting forward. Bloodstream finishes third, Princess Brook second. This is imperative that we note that this is on a dead track, Aidan. So coming to a heavy track, horses that we know will handle it. Would it be fair to say Princess Brook will be one of those?
Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you? Obviously she's yet to win 4 starts on a heavy track, and you just think, like, she's won 8 of 30. She's got a bit of class about her. So, yeah, I agree. It was a very good ride from Chris Gundari that day. He'll get it right one time, maybe. I actually had the horse on top in this race, so a bit disappointed to hear the horse coming out because, I guess, once again, another horse who's unproven on a heavy track. The horse I've just sort of thought, I went through and did my selections in the race, and I thought, hang on, I'm leaving one out here, and that's Lara Fair. You can't just take anything away from what she's done in the last 2. Before that win, she was 13 and 0 at Riccarton, but that was when she was trained by Jan Hay at Ashburton. Now trained on the track at Riccarton, just seems, well, hang on, this is home now. Start winning here. The win at Oamaru was very good. The last start win was terrific as well. Beat home Clara Jane and that. And I just think just don't ignore what's right in front of us. Here's Lara Fair in terrific form.
I'm happy to go with Platinum Command in the race. I thought she showed signs over a couple of runs during the Winter Cup that she was ready to win. Things didn't go well for her at Ellerslie, but I thought her last start in a race with tremendous depth behind Dolcetto, Francoletta and others that split them was very good. She wasn't far behind them. So
yep.
1,800, maybe a fraction of a question mark, but at $8, what a great price.
Yep.
Happy to go each way on it.
Eagerly anticipating this next race we're going to look at. La Diosa, this time last year, she was winning a Canterbury Bell, moving forward to win the 1,000 guineas. She lines up first up over 1,200 metres on a heavy 11, and she's 3.8. Signify, a noted sprinter, been there, done that, 3.8. Kate Cowan for Dad Snooky Cowan. Wouldn't that be a result? And you've got maybe Miami. What's your reaction here, Aidan? Is at a fair price, 380 for La Diosa first up, considering the way conditions are?
Well, she won the Group 2 Surround Stakes in the autumn, fresh up. She's high class, and the trial was pretty good as well. Chris Johnson was aboard that, although he's aboard a few of them at the trials, Kinnigat being one of those who's an unlikely starter, and it is mapped out there 3 wide, so probably doesn't go. He was also aboard Signify in that horse's trial as well, but opts for the class mare in La Diosa. Mr. Conductor to go forward again. He was good sticking on for that second placing and behind Fairlight last time. Electoral Promotion to go forward, and we've got those sort of horses, Signify, Disturbance, La Diosa going back. Jason, we know these horses well now. They've been around for many years. We know that they handle a wet track or don't handle a wet track. We sort of, this should be an easy enough race to work out, shouldn't it?
Oh, then you've thrown fitness. So you've thrown me also a hospital pass that I've been absolutely smashed by some guy 3 times my size. But I think fitness is a massive key, and also target. So horses like Signify, Group 1 winner, probably you're thinking Stewards again, a tilt at that. This is not a race that he's going to be sort of tuned right up for. Probably the heavy track conditions aren't going to suit him. Will La Diosa start? We'll find out tomorrow. We think that maybe she's sort of 50-50. Kinnigat's highly unlikely not to start. This is La Diosa anyway, and this is how she's gone in sort of a lead-up trial. I thought this was okay.
It's okay, definitely. See, the one thing about it, it's an 800 metre trial. We know she's better over longer distances. She was prepped for Oaks' last preparation, so she's going to take her time, but she hit the line fine. The one comparison that I think you make out of them is that Signify's run significantly quicker in his trial and was never let go at all. Look at him there. Chris Johnson's got a hold of this horse right from the jump and right to the end. He hasn't let this horse go one step of the race. He's still under a hard hold and he's still going past horses. He's in terrific form, and speaking to Kate Cowan during the week, one of her goals for her career is to win on this horse for Dad, and of course raced by Mum Tracy as well, so it would be a great family result.
Looking forward to seeing him resume. There are a couple of other horses there worth mentioning. Disturbance, Shane Kennedy has an opinion of the horse. He's just waiting for a really good track. He doesn't really know how he'll go in the ground. He'd have a lot more confidence if it was a dead to slow track. I'm with horses like Mr. Conductor and also Electronic Motion, because I know they're hard and fit. They're nowhere near the class of 3 or 4 others in the race, but they're going to get conditions that present, and they've been racing. Like Mr. Conductor's second up, Electronic Motion's been racing through the winter. They're at big prices just to spec. Like, I don't want to be taking real short price on Signify. Disturbance,
just to show the brilliance of this horse, closed in 32.19 for the last 600 metres of that race the other day. So we know he's a good horse. Does the heavy track just dull his brilliance? And I'm probably thinking yes, but he's a horse I want to be following right through the preparation.
Absolutely. You can talk more about that on Wayne on Sunday morning. The last race we're going to have a look at is the race number 11, Coca-Cola rating 75. Salamahar is $2.50. He's one horse along with many here that has the question mark next to him as to whether he will start. $5.50 Shoot to Kill. Is that an under for him, Jason? Is Shoot to Kill a realistic second favourite here?
Just about come back to him by default. That's sort of what I've done anyway. So, he's pretty well performed. But again, do you want to be taking him fresh up? He's 4-0, fresh up, 90 days. He winds into his preparation. He's a quality horse that's, domiciled with Terry Ray these days, and she's got him going great. But taking him fresh up on a heavy track where he's got no fresh up record, I don't think I'd back him. But if you're a bookie framing a market, you can't let him out at silly odds like $8 or $10.
Exactly.
Even though he may tend towards that price.
Terrific. He's won 2 of 5 and placed another 3 at Riccarton, and the trial was terrific as well, so you've got to respect him for sure. Here's the speed map right at You Stole It going to the front, not available somewhere around them. Then you've got Son of Maher there on 3 wide. He's been gelded since last racing as well, so that's the old, what do they say about the gear change?
2 stone lighter.
I don't know, you tell me.
Yeah, the harshest gear change of them all.
Would it be fair to say, Jason, this is a field of horses where not all of them are going to get things their own way? You've got Son of Zach who wants 2,000 metres plus. Horses that we can follow out of this race, I wouldn't say it's a strong field.
No, and if Son of Maher doesn't start in the race, well then you've lost your favourite. I didn't mind Ride It Like You Stole It. This is Son of Maher's trial, and I thought it showed that he's in good order.
Yeah, he's bright. He hits the line really nicely. He is the Group 1 performer of this race. He's run second in a living classic, and we know he's well capable of. And if he has been gelded to make him more professional, well, certainly you're getting all the encouraging signs from this trial. He's in pretty good order.
Now, we talked about Shoot to Kill's lack of a fresh up record, but has had a couple of trials leading into today, so maybe that extra trial means that he might be able to deliver a bit more in this fresh date. Horse Son of Zach is in the pink following Shoot to Kill. Both of them, I think, were okay, but Shoot to Kill very much had Son of Zach covered.
Yeah, it was a good trial. It was ridden out sort of just to keep him on his mettle, sort of at the top of the straight, and you can see that Son of Zach, that Tanya Yonker went
really getting into it.
There. Yeah, so
he's 2,000 metre horse.
Well, that's right. I think both of them are looking for more ground.
The thing about the overall tempo in the race might actually bring Son of Zach into it, because if they go absolutely no gallop, which I can't see any decent tempo in the race, then he's not going to be necessarily 6 or 8 lengths off them compared to if they really run along. So it might be that advantages him because he's not going to be that far off them and he can still show a little bit of a turn of foot. But if that's the case, will he be able to run down, shoot to kill off that trial?
Race 11 at Riccarton on a heavy track. It's going to be a race that I think there's a few going to be loath to play. It's a tricky affair.
There'll be plenty of forces we can follow out of both of our meetings. My thanks to Jason Tan and Aidan Rodley for previewing the undercard here on the First Call Plus. Good luck with your bets over the weekend.
Nothing could break